he's he just got it on the line.
Miller, yeah, Tom Miller.
Who believes he's got it on the line too. That has gone to the photo. Unbelievable finish. But if it is Timberlake, well, I have to tell you, the Bob Roll has scored 3 wins in 3 days, and that's a bit of a record for NBC. But it's gone to the photo, let's be honest, and it was close.
أبزر أجيب ظهريتي
He
دلله
has enough
lead out
experience to know when he's been first or second, but doing much of
بعد
that by
crash.
himself.
Oh dear, that was a nasty prong onto the barriers.
Caden Grove starting a long ways back, bringing some speed, but not nearly enough roadway. There goes Merlier getting just around Milan for the moment, but Milan fighting back as well.
Le jeté de vélo, et je pense que c'est le champion d'Europe.
Cartel.
On va attendre la photo.
Cartel.
Il me semble que
Cartel.
le champion
Put his arm up.
va s'imposer du
Yeah,
côté
Cartel.
de
Oh, that
Dunkerque,
crash.
avec à la chute notamment de Paul Pénouette qu'on a vu
Taking out
sur
That's fine. Chachi ati la green jersey natna.
The results are showing Malia, but we'll have to wait for confirmation of that. I think Arno Delhi got caught again there.
Tim Merlier, what an
Now let's have a
incredible
look at the line now.
Cette image
Oh,
de face
shame the
maintenant
cameras
avec Vinbo House
not quite
qui était
positioned in the
également
right
bien
place.
placé. Caden Groves
What's the
sera
line if we get to
5e ou
see it?
6e. ቢንያም Girmay ne sera pas très loin du top 5.
I give it to
I
give it to
En tout
Milan.
cas, eh bien,
Yeah.
remarquable finale et un coureur qui a déjà gagné du côté de Dunkerque. Tim
Well,
Merlier
they will
pour
get
la
it right
réussite, la
in
passe
the
de
end.
Gaulle cette fois-ci.
Malia
Tim Merlier,
believes he's won it,
Sarah,
and
Tim Merlier,
Milan
Sarah.
believes he's lost it. That's the
Yes, Tim Merlier,
to
Sarah.
me. And there we are, Malia has won it. Once again, thank heavens for photo
Chacha,
finish
Vinny.
in modern day
That's for
cycling
sure.
sprinting, because that
Too
the
close to
naked
call.
eye couldn't tell that. So Milan, I think, will move into the green jersey vacated by Jasper Philipsen, because he's won the earlier sprint and he gets second with massive points here, while Malia gets 50 points and his 11th win of the season, and he's second in a Tour de France.
Would love to see an isolation of him in the last couple of kilometers, Phil. He did an absolute masterpiece of positioning, moving up, patience, and speed at the very end when it was absolutely essential. Even though Jonathan Milan, in all honesty, had a much better lead out from his teammates.
زحل ما مستايو.
Oh dear me, but it was that sweeper, right-hand sweeper just before the line, where again these riders fighting for every inch of the way. Have gone off the course and down. One rider, it wasn't this rider, really did hit the barriers quite heavily.
ኣብዚ ናይ ቦታ ፀገም የለን ናይ ገለ ፀገም የለን ኣብዚ ፀገም ዝኮን ዘሎ ናይ ሊድ አውት
Sprinter
ናይ
has
ጋንታ
been
እዩ
solid.
ሓንቲ ፀገም የለን ካብ
Intermediate
ወላ ሓደ
sprinter Remco to the finish line.
ኣብ ማእከል ባክስ ኮይኑ ወዲኦም ኣብ 3 ኪሎ ሜትር ወዲኦም ቶም ጋንታ ኩሎም ተኣልዮ ስለዚ ኣብ መንጎ ኣብ ባክስ ኣትዩ ብድሕሪኡ ክወፅን ፀጋም ፈቲኑ ፀጋም ዝነበረ ሸነኽ ናብ ቤረር ከይፅጋዕ መታን ናብ ፀጋም ወፂኡ ናብ ኩሉ ሸነኽ እዚ ፀገም lead out, yes. Lead out is the problem.
Voilà le podium de cette 3e étape du Tour de France avec
I think
d'autres
you're right, it
arrivées.
is Pink Quick.
Lead out
Paul
is it?
Pénouette.
Certainly got the legs of a sprinter there. First Tour de France for him.
L'équipe Groupama FDJ qui a cassé effectivement.
I think it was Brian Cocard falling in that big pile up near the finish line.
That is Cockard just crossing the line there, Bob. I don't know why he was so far behind. He
Well,
must
he
have
fell
been
in
late.
that crash. Penwet.
anyway እንድሕር ትምልስ እና ተዳሪና ዮ ክንደይ ክራሽ ኣጋጢሙሎ ካብ ፊልፕሰን ጀሚርና ብድሕሪኡ ክልተ ፊልፕሰን ከማን ክልተ ክራሽ ኣጋጢሙ ካብዚ ኩሉ ወፂኡ ሊድ ኣውት ኣብ 3 ኪሎ ሜትር ታጋንታ ተኣልያ ኩላ ወላ ሓደ ባርባይ ኣብ ይነበረን ስለዚ ከምቲ ልሙድ ቢንያም ዝቡም ብጣዕሚ ፋስት እዩ ነይሩ የማንን ፀጋምን ቦታ ክሕዝ ፈቲኑ መንጎ ባክስ ኮይኑ ነይሩ ናብ የማን ሸነኽ ናብ barrier ከይፅጋዕ ገዲፍዋ
Dunkirk coastline here.
ፈቲኑ
Northern France.
ዝከኣሎ ፈቲኑ ናይ ባሕቲ
I think we can now show you the stage result at least.
Milan, yeah.
Malia gets the win.
ሚላን
Jonathan Milan almost does it. He gets second. Phil Bauhaus, who had a late
Subscribe,
got back
ግበሩ
to
ሕዋት
third.
ሰብስክራይብ ግበሩ
Colin
ሰብስክራይብ
Barnes scored.
صراحة ون على درجون فلات ستيج حموش تاريخ له تقدم ستيج فلات نيرا لو فلات نيرا شوعتين طالع نيرا بحج تاريخ الله حمش الله أنا كان عوتنا هذا بعد for sure.
Grumai in sixth place.
Sixth place بيني.
Kate goes. He couldn't get quite taken to the right position, but he got seventh anyway after the loss of Philipson. Danny Van Poppel in eighth place.
سكنا green jersey joran clarification كل يكون بينهم رئينا.
To the podium. Our ride is still coming in, delayed by the accidents, but we'll get the same time as the winners. One of these riders certainly
probably over the line
there.
نايبيني كنا فتسيمو نايبيني تساقم يقول بزخونة معكاني بيني بقول شنو بقع تتعاطي لجوناثان ميلان تريهم محجو دي دعوت
Incredible battle for the wheel of Jonathan Milan for the last couple of kilometers. Spectacular lead out, and then has to stay there, repel the advances of all the other sprinters trying to get.
كابز حجو نمتاي بيني تعرف الله مسلكم. أبتو بوتا مدلاي نيمان استقام قبل أوز تفضل لحيدي. اليوم بدحر دكانتهم كوينهم تحابيهم كم زوج زياد مسؤول. والسجن تن بوتاخذ اللي تروح نيمان استقام تحش بوتاخذ اللي أوي.
Well, that was his 11th actually, Bob. Can't complain though. That's his first of the tour as well. Terrific sprinting. Perfectly timed. Ran just a little bit earlier. Malia knew, put his hand in the air. That's Pavel Bittner on the right of our picture there as well.
Congratulations! 4 years after, you do it again. You win stage 3 of the Tour de France. But what a battle it was in those final moments.
It was really a hard battle. It was difficult to be in position. Lost battle before the last quarter.
بين 77 سكند وين اوكي ستيل سكند مالتي يا ابتي بزحيتنا قدامي وتصل بزحيتنا الوصل ابتناي جرين جيرسي 5 قدام اللي ازي بزحنا كان شاي رح يدي شويه
2 kilometers I fight back from behind to come back in position, and I was like all the time in the wind, and only with 500 to go, I found again a bit of slipstream, and I know next to Milan always difficult to beat him, but I'm happy I can take today my second win here in the Tour de France.
Did you know you had won?
First I was sure, but then if you put the hands in the air, then I was not sure anymore, so I was waiting until it was sure.
What's so specific about us?
Thank you guys. بالطعم بزحت سبسكرايب كيركم بالطعم بزحت سبعة. Thank you so much. Thank you. جزاكم الله خير. Thank you guys. Of course, تفضل بزحت الحاجة subscribe like you.
You really need to. You lose really a lot of energy to be in position, but I know already if I'm in position I can make it, so I was focusing on that in the end.
I suppose you must have been disappointed not to have conquered the yellow jersey 2 days ago in Lille. This is a sweet revenge for you.
I was coming over here to win the stage. Of course, I think the yellow jersey was a goal, but I am happy I have the stage.
Thank you very much. Congrats.
Yeah, a little shell shock. I think there's any sprinter who could get through in a race finish like that is well worth his salt, and he is the big winner of the season so far. Let's have a look how it stands tonight in the overall classification. Matthew van der Poel keeps his yellow jersey for the second day. Pogacar 4 seconds, Vingegaard 6 seconds. No changes in the time gaps. They all finished together. Vokala in 4th, and Matteo Jurgensen there in 5th place at 10 seconds. And there's good news for America as well with another American rider. No, he's gone off the map. We did have a second American, but there must have been a change because it will have been delivered on a count back of points
بيني شاد شاوت إلا تم دحركم دا أصل لهم شاد شاوت إلا بيني.
Joe Blackmore, the British rider in his first Tour de France, riding high in 6th place for Israel.
Thank you so much. Subscribe, get to go لهم بزعت سوا subscribe guys. كتسلو subscribe, like.
In 8th place. So that's the top 10 as it stands. And the yellow jersey still with Matthew van der Poel. We'll take a break as always, then we'll come back and evaluate what has been an interesting day and a very sad day for some of the teams in the Tour de France. See you in just a moment.
Time to play.
Okay. اوكي سمع له كسب ادفرتايز له دعنا جرين جرسي سنه بكون دارينا هنا صبوت اوتا نيرنا حكي بني اخول بقعات الله نايو حكي اخول حيل له اخول بقعات الله من على وقت بزح غزي انت انا نري كابتوم قدامو زلو فنتتي لم ترازات تحليو امنتا حيل تطف زلو اذا سبات لسي جوناثان ميلانن تمني ميرلانن تراو سيدنا زي كلتيوم دغانت امابتي 300 متر بصحمون 300 متر او تراب صحمهم حيلهم عقيبهم نفاس كيتوقع عم اخدن تنيهم بين ግን ኣብ 3 ኪሎ ሜትር እንግዲህ ፍሞ ጋንታ ካብ 3 ኪሎ ሜትር ጀሚሩ በየማን ዘሎ ሸነኽ ንቶም ዲሚርላንድ ይخحዝ ንጆናታን ሚላንድ ይخحዝ እቶም ካል ስፕሪንተራት ልዕሊ ሁሉ እንታይ ያለው ዘሰክፍ ከይወደቅ ካሕዛል ከተላለው ወደቅ ተለይ ሕጂ ዝኩሉ ፎከስ ኣብ ሓንጎልካ ሒስካ ትናይ ጋንታ ስራሕ ሓሳብ ክንደይ ጽልዋ ከም ዘሎ ስፕሪንተር ዝበሃል በቃ 150 200 ሜትሮ ኣብኣ ልግስ ምስ ወሉልካ مستم قدامو زلو توادر كم عرض راهي مالتي ስለዚህ ናይ ቢንያም ከም ልሙድ ናይ ስፕሪንተር ግዳይ ኮነ ዝገብሮ ዘሎ ልሙድ ኣይኮነ እንዳርጋ ከምኡ ጌርካ ባዕልኻ ፎፊካ ናትካ ጋንታ ክሳብቲ ዘየብፅሑኻሲ ብጣዕሚ ዝገርም እዩ ማለት እዩ ስለዚ ቢንያም ናይ ሓቂ ዝገርም ተፃዋታ እዩ ኣዝዩ ዝገርም ተፃዋታ እዩ well I hope ሕጂ ተሰካፈ ወይን ዘሎ ግን ከምዚ ኢሉ እንተዳ ቀፂሉ እንታይ ክኸውን እዩ ታ ጋንታሲ ከተማ ሓይሾ ዝግባ I don't know ቁርተይ ሞራል ግብራ ቢሎም ንዓኦም ኮላይ ጽቡቕ ኣይኮነን እዩ I think ኒ ወላ ንዓኦም እውን ጽቡቕ ኣይኮነን ምክንያቱ እቲ እንተራ ዘይስዒርካ እቲ ስፖንሰር ክትረኽበሉ ትኽእል ንዓመታት ዘሎ ሕጂ ስፖንሰር ዝሓለፈ ዓመት ሕጂ ን2015 ስፖንሰር ብጣዕሚ ተሸጊሮም ነይሮም I mean ቅድሞ ዝነበረ ተሸጊሮም ነይሮም 2014 ቢን ስዒሩ ገለመለ ጽቡቕ ነጥብታት እንዳገበሩ ሳይመጽኦም ማለት anyway ለሲ እቲ ኣድቨርታይዝ ወዲእ ኣሎ
And the hugs to celebrate after his second career win at the Tour. Welcome back inside the studio. Paul Burmeister, TJ Van Gardner.
Well, انت هلو ماكل زاتو اما اكل كاتلو ابسقام كاتلو ابيمان او كل كاتفتن.
Earlier we'll show that in just a little bit, but he was frustrated with him out not only for today but for the rest of the tour. It was wide open for the rest of the day.
It was wide open, but we talked
اوكي اما اكل كاتلو اب ጫፍ كاتل اب وسن كاتلو اب كل شيء نخي كاتفتن ترى اود كانت هذه بالكا مريحو قدمي زبصحك كذا بالكا بعلك اخا تزحاش زبلكايو موخا حسبو لعل سوسا 7 كيلو متر ساعه እንዳተخيدم كل اخذو خلو سي اينا يزحشن الكا امرخا حسبيو الكا ماني بروح يزو كيتودق كالتخلخليها بصقام حسات خيلكا بيمان شنخ هادم زلون تريخا ينا وقتم لسكلخا تحطفو غزي يلو تطفو حيل له ስለዚህ ኣዝዩ ከቢድ እዩ ማለት ስለዚ እዚ ቢዝነስ ገብሮ ዘሎ ንዓይ ከም ሓደ ብሽታ ናይ ንሽተይ ግዜ ኮን ዋላ ተመክሮ ናይ ብሽታ ዘለኒ ወይ ዝውር መጠን ንዓይ ብጣዕሚ ከቢድ ስራሕ እዩ ዝሰርሖ ዘሎ ማለት እዩ ኣይቲ ዛረባ ስማዕና ወይል ተወዲኡ እኮ ወላ ሓደ የለን ኣብዚ እቲ ዝብሎ ዝነበሩ I hope
really reminded me a little bit of the classic Mark Cavendish, even being up there
alone. Okay, let's see.
He's out of the picture, and all of a sudden, real late in the game, we see that European champion jersey come in and slot in right behind Jonathan Milan, who probably had the best team cohesive lead out at the end, that prime pole position, but that was all Tim Merlier doing that on his own with instinct, with power, and ultimately speed.
Let's go right back near the finish line and check in again one more time with Phil Liggett and Bob Roll. And Phil, it was an interesting ride in, kind of a slower ride for the first couple of hours, but it really got eventful in the end.
It did, and we had that horrible crash which has taken out Jasper Philipsen. But the way they are fighting for everything in the Tour de France, it just brings about the importance now that you have to get results to keep your job. And those finishes now, Bob, are really dangerous.
Very dangerous finale. And I thought before the stage started that Tim Merlier would have a good chance for the stage win. But so much changed from the start to the finish that we could never have predicted, that you never know in cycling. But Tim Merlier is a very fast, very patient. He's so clever. It doesn't necessarily need a big lead out from his teammates. And he picked and fought for, by the way. We didn't get to see a couple of overhead shots, but I think if we did in the last few hundred meters, we would have seen him really battling for position.
Yeah.
Got Milan's wheel, and that was all she wrote. Tim Merlier is perfect in those situations.
Yeah, I think he's the fastest sprinter in the world at the moment. He's proved it now. And we should also congratulate Bob. He's picked the 3 winners in the first 3 days of the Tour.
Wow.
I've got to live with this tonight.
I'm going to retire now, so I'm done with the game. Thanks, everybody, for joining and trying your best. 3 for 3, that's plenty.
And those two ride together, and I've heard it's kind of a long drive tonight. So, Phil, enjoy that. And, Bob, go ahead and gloat all you want. 3 for 3 is tough to do.
Yeah, it is. 2.5-hour drive as well. Oh, I can't think of it. Can't believe it.
You'll enjoy it. Well, unfortunately, the signature highlight here in stage 3 before that finish is a very sad one for Jasper Philipsen.
Yeah, this is not what you want to see for one of the green jersey wearer, winner of stage 1, wore the yellow jersey. We were talking this morning about Alpecin and how much success they've had, but it can all just vanish in the blink of an eye.
These intermediate sprint points, so hotly contested. There you see Brian Cocard getting pinched, coming back, and Philipsen with nowhere to go. This is a...
Tim Merlier binnen بتمكرو طوطا ولا انترارينا حد يكون Tim Merlier كنجد سايت ولا تور دي فرانس استاي مالت بالنسبه لنا على عامه تور دي فرانس صافا اغاطام خوينو كيكستep سودا كيكستep تم زلعالو ليداو توصيام نيرم لما عامت ناربا بالنبر كم ناي بالنس اي كون سو ازي قطفي Tim Merlier نفعيو بني ኣብቲ ካልኣይ ዓመት እዩ ኣብ ናይ ቶር ዲ ፍራንስ ዝገብሮ ዘሎ ስለዚ ቀሊል ኣይኮነን በቲ ኩሉ ዓይነት ግምታት ብምውዛር ኢና እቲ ሊድ ኣውት ዘድልዮ ነይሩ እዩ ዝብል ትንታነ ንህብ ማለት እዩ okay. Yeah, second, the lead out, of course. Yeah, I think
And you're going to have all this swarming, and everyone's fresh. Everyone's good. They had an easy day, of course. So that's when you're going to get these crashes. Remco Evenepoel getting caught up in one. I don't think he hit the ground. He will receive the same time because of the 5-kilometer rule, but not something you like to see.
Here they are storming through the last kilometer. Jonathan Milan's Trek team putting it together. Jasper Stuyven on the front, leading him out with Edward Tunes just behind him. And there you see, there he is, the white jersey of Tim Merlier coming up.
Tim Merlier, كالتيف بوتا حيزي حقي تبعس قمبوسي لينا بليدر تريك كالتيف ناقوم بتسجعي حقي بينام نبتا برير نبي يمان شن خم حاسو تزحشت أبزي أتابوتا تبلاش Merlier already تبغى بوتا حيزي له ليد أوتي قلبه له على نجار كذي تكلم يقولون بني already تعرف له مالتي
Jonathan Milan fighting for it, not giving it up. And more crashes.
And that one looked awful.
Tim Merlier benai Milan lead out dargawati.
Turned into a photo finish.
Milan with so much power. Milan has just so much power, but you see actually the difference in aerodynamic position. Merlier super close to his handlebar, very low to the ground. Milan scooping that air with just raw, massive watts. Another rewind of that crash. That big split in the bunch. Thankfully, they are through that safety zone of 5 kilometers for the GC guys. Here we'll see Muirlear sprints. Phil Bauhaus from behind in the white. Also coming up, doing a nice sprint.
It's crazy how close they were, but riders somehow just know when they won. Muirlear putting his hands in the air, but when you watch how close that sprint was, it was mere centimeters. But man, Brent, I hate seeing these crashes, man. It just gives me flashbacks of some of those
headwind, chicane, the chicane corners. These finishes, we see them before. They don't look like much on the map, but when they bend and swerve like this, the fastest line, the straightest line is naturally going to mean that these riders are not really sprinting in a straight line. They're sprinting in the fastest line. Fortunately, we did see a nice clean sprint from Mirlan and Muirlear in the closing meters there.
A couple of guys not used to winning at the Tour. Muirlear, this is his second career stage win, but Jonathan Milan has never won to a rookie. So they each thought they were going to taste victory.
Samayan had a green jersey, Jonathan Milan, and then Bini 77 ساعات اللي بينه إسران حدا مثل اللي إني رمز كاستر فيلسون. So na green jersey up to corner بس هنا تسجلنا مالتي.
So by that much, since he won in stage 3, he likes the stage 3 thing. That came back in 2021. But just like Vanderpool yesterday, a 4-year wait to experience that feeling again. As he celebrates, we take a look at the stage results. Tim Muirlear at the age of 32 at the top, just barely. Jonathan Milan right there, was so close to his first win, but in the end, he gets second. And tying this together with what's going on in the team for Muirlear, people out there have questioned, why are they not all in for Remco Evenepoel? It's because they also think they can win sprints, and that's exactly what happened today.
Yeah, it came good today. We were doubting it. We criticized it after the first stage, and in terms of Remco Evenepoel's GC aspirations, that was a hit the first day. He didn't have a full team united around him because they were targeting the stage with Muirlear. Well, this is why. He came good and got the big payday. This will really go to lessen the pressure in that team right now, take the pressure off. I think it's really going to serve Remco Evenepoel well that he can just get back to his quiet hunt in the GC and keep